A great day for boxing. Alongside me, English fighting legend Johnny Nelson.
Looking forward to this one, Todd.
It's time for our tale of the tape. Sugar Ray Robinson, one of the Kajanabek Alan Kanuli, one of the most decorated amateurs in the history of the sport, 300 wins and only 7 losses.
I'm so excited for this fight. There is no nonsense here.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red.
How will these two fighters handle the... What a fight we expect this one to be. Both of these athletes primed and ready. He just misses with that jab. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. There's a counter shot. Beautiful counter shot. Punch, counter punch. One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. A lot of high hopes and aspirations from the fans and media alike as we get set for this main event under the sun.
Well, Todd, let me explain to you. We are outside. Nobody can turn the temperature down. Nobody can turn the sun down. When that sun's beating on you, when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when you're getting hit, when you're getting hurt, there's no cool fan that's dropping in there. This is where it's real fighting, 5-on-5.
Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. Is he going to punch himself out, though? Hook misses. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Robinson in that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there and think, right, you know what, next...
There's the bell for round 2. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counterpuncher smart.
Nice counterpunch right up the middle. No rest for the weary. Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Do you believe what we are seeing? That jab doesn't score. Let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Perfect counter shot. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk talking about Robinson in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
You know, I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on, Bell, ring away. You walk back to the corner like you've just seen the sun.
You're starting to make mistakes and you're switching up.
There's the bell to start round 3. After that last round, something has got to change.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Punching. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. Good punch. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
He scores with the counter. Unlucky to miss with that jab. He misses with that straight left. Counter shot lands. Perfect counter lands. Well done with that counter shot. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Robinson in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
Wow, it was like 2 different...
Here we go to the 4th round. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Both men step back for just a moment. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there. These guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. It hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
These two are the perfect dance partners.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
They have no respect for each other's punching power. Nice job getting that punch through. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Beautiful counter punch. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. You know that bell was sweet music to his ears.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Listen, kid, I need you to go back.
Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations and they throw them non-stop.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Have to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. One punch could change everything in this battle. They exchange punches. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bell. This is the beginning of round 6. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see. Smart move here to take a knee and get a break from all that beating.
Best thing the fighter did, otherwise, you know what, pride's going to get you knocked out.
You'd like to see more jabs. And you knew this was coming. They're going to take a knee.
Absolutely gassed out, didn't know what to do, and hurt on top of that.
7, 8. As we burn through these rounds, this aggressive fighter continues to come forward, seemingly with endless energy, John. Those punches add up. We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
That jab doesn't score. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour is the heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. Do you know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous?
This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. About Robinson in that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and... Round 7, here we go. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt, you've got to get out there again. Be smart, be sharp. Don't be a fool, don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again, when your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Score with that hook again. Nice job to block that uppercut. throw out a lazy jab in this fight, you'll get knocked out. You've got someone with the hand speed that this fighter possesses. How do you deal with it?
Middleweight always gives us a class. If you've got two class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, a certain fighter, I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
Back and forth they go, neither fighter willing to back down.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
That punch lands. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. Well, we know they've got the advantage. And we enter the 8th round. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish. Another TKO win here, Johnny. What's next?
A TKO, we've got to see it again. Because TKOs,